Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87, and this is Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward, Part 59. We're in the home stretch. I think I said that 2 videos ago as well, but we're getting there, dude. We're getting there. So what happened last time? Basically, we learned a shit ton, dude. It's all the pieces are starting to come together. We learned, starting things off, that we're on the moon, dude. This is not the desert. This is the moon. It's 45 years in the future. We learned that Earth was hit by basically like a catastrophic nuclear event that killed basically everyone off after the Radical Six outbreak. And now we've come back to the bee garden to use the key that Akane gave us on the gravestone to maybe learn a bit more about the old AV project and what exactly it's supposed to do. The working theory, or Phi's working theory, is that it is to create or to increase our ability or control over our time powers to go back and prevent the disaster that destroyed the world.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No, I don't think we have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole in the grave? If I just... Did you tell me he said that key on there his whole time and he, like, never noticed it? Until after... I mean, that's a little hard to... Because, I mean, I guess it's like... She puts the key on him, and then his regular consciousness comes back, or, like, the consciousness that doesn't have all the knowledge, and he never like notices that, yo, I've got this key on my ankle that keeps rubbing against me. I don't know, the time travel stuff, it gets a little hard to parse, in all honesty. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. Oh shit, dude.
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin. Yeah.
Man, if only it had what it is written there in big font.
It's a treatment pod. Oh my god. It is, isn't it?
Oh, it's the 00. The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
I mean, you gotta assume it's Akane, right? Grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good.
It's locked, you dumbo.
I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right. Cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people in a cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
Yeah?
Then we gotta wait till she melts?
Well, yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything. I was born and raised in this facility.
Story
It's called Rhizome
time.
9.
Rhizome 9.
A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that.
So wait, are there 9 other ones? Or is that just like... Or is that... It's probably just a stylistic choice now I think about it, because it's the number 9.
The number comes from the facility's number.
What an incredible line of dialogue.
There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one.
Oh, there's 54 of them?
Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
You know, to play the shitty games that suck ass and all that. Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding.
Like, they're gonna all be hella confused because they have no idea about the whole transfer consciousness stuff.
That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary.
But why just Phi and Sigma?
By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension.
Yeah, that's what happened during that dice puzzle. That was strengthening my connection to the fourth dimension. That's why I purposely took so long. That's why it's not that I had fundamentally zero concept over how dice work.
That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Where have we heard that before?
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us?
Well, it would be a pretty boring game if it was just us and Phi, so you're just there for filler, basically.
Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories.
What are you talking about?
Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you.
No.
In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain.
Yeah.
Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028.
Rip.
The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine.
So wait, they would have made it here a day after the Earth exploded then? Because it didn't say it was the 13th of April?
Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but, why them?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why them?
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover?
I mean, couldn't we get someone less annoying and someone less bitchy?
I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension.
Well, there's a lot of people that can access the morphogenetic field, right? I mean, you got all of the original 999 characters, and you've got the original 18 kids, too.
Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another.
Well, I guess
which can
actually,
amplify their power.
the 999, those people, only Junpei, Clover, and Akane, and I guess basically the people who were in the original, plus Junpei, were actually Espers or whatever.
You understand?
Right? I don't know. There's honestly there's a lot of questions in like the original 999 that aren't super answered, but
This is why we brought you here, Clover.
okay, what about Alice?
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline.
What?
Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more
What
than
was-
so
what
much
was her-
space dust.
Okay, I vaguely that's like, yeah, that's part of her ending where she does the math thing or something, but isn't that just used to decode Dio's message that just says mission complete? You know? That was like kind of pointless.
This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark.
Yeah, why the fuck do we need Quark, dude?
Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane?
Dang, dude, they play Timioji so hard. I actually feel bad for him, even though he's a dick.
If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
Okay, why do we need Quark?
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
Run off to the moon.
I'm sorry, Quark.
Just gonna go pop over to the moon for a little bit, Gus.
If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Dude, like, Timioji has an undying thirst. It's been 50, or like 40 something, 50, 40 years, and he's still wanting that Akane Butte.
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, it headed straight for the moon.
So they didn't need Quark? Timioji just fucking brought him over?
During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there.
Well, couldn't they have just, like, put Quark asleep or something during all this?
I don't remember anything after we landed.
Didn't really have to actually make him participate, right?
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio,
It's also surprising that, like, so Quark knew all that and he, like, never blabbed? I mean, that's another... You would think he'd be, like, a liability. You'd think he'd accidentally, you know, fess up or something, or let something slip.
his real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
Yeah, we still, like, the Myrmidons... They haven't been explained at all, right?
He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul,
And, like,
which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago.
oh, okay. Well, that's why they're important. Okay.
Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier?
Because I was thinking it was that they had something to do with the newt. You know, turning Earth red, like the Annihilation stuff. That's actually what I was, you know, my recollection, but apparently they're more the Radical Six stuff.
The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical Six from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward.
The ideal world, aka the world where there is no people, I guess?
That is why Brother sent left.
That's
his
pretty
trusted
fucked up.
lieutenant to this facility.
Dude, how garbage does your organization have to be that Dio is your best operative? He's kind of a joke.
They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given 2 tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan.
Blow it to hell.
If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9, hence the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Well, I mean, she can ask it. You can't stop her. You just don't have to answer.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper.
Damn, dude. How many people are Espers?
We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
No. Has it been 10 minutes? We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save 2.
Also, why does why did he lose his memory? I mean, I guess that was on purpose, right? Wiping his memory, I guess?
Luna, and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves, at a later time. Would that be alright with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
She's a dang dirty robot.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
That's the big question, isn't it, Quark?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Oh, you mean the hologram. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, well, I mean, I saw a hologram. He's an edgelord.
Stage 2 is complete.
Ugh. I did pour some coffee between this video and the last one, but it's still a little too hot.
TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Let's go. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay. Let's get started then. Ready?
Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2,
2, 1. Oh, building the suspense and tension. What? Suddenly my head was full of memories from the other timelines. I had seen something like this before. The warehouse of Floor B. In front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me and I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I'd never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tubocurane, and that was the end of that. But wait. If the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed.
Oh god, what the fuck, dude?
Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No. Oh my god, you're...
Yes, I am.
Akane Korashiki.
What the hell, dude? I did not remember that. So wait, so she's only Kay in this timeline? Dude, my head hurts. What the fuck is this game, dude? And so that means that's not like Kay's... I guess he's got like a voice modulator thing, I guess?
It's
What
you.
the fuck, dude?
June. I mean, Akane.
Oh, dang.
But you're old.
You're old. Really tactful, Clover.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover.
I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to talk to Clover either. I mean, she did murder us in the one timeline.
Or you, Junpei.
Actually, she murdered June and then bragged about it to Mr. Tim Mioji here.
Junpei?
Akane. Long time no see.
Oh, Clover doesn't know this. I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. Because, you know, I assume, I don't know if it's never directly stated, but you know all those times when Tim Mioji talks about he has something he needs to tell Clover? I assume he's telling her that he's Junpei in those circumstances, and that's why, like, you know, there's that one where she talks about there's no way I could betray him after what they talked about. So I assume that's it. Is that after she learns that he's Junpei, she can't betray him anymore? I can't remember what timeline that was. Maybe that was I don't know. But I guess that wasn't this timeline. That never happened.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
They are so proud of that. I love it.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th. After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait. That doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least.
Dude, okay.
In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio.
So in all the others, Kay is... well, he's Kay.
You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
Well, dang, that metaphor took a long time to pay off, but man, it sure did. What? No, that's nuts. It is nuts, man.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
Yeah, it's like a clone or something, dude.
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Huh?
Huh?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
Looked around frantically. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down, onto my knees. Crawling on all floors. Floors? Fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection. What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
Oh, it's such a good twist, dude. It's so good. Oh, God, it's so good. What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Climb. Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's.
Oh, so that's why he needs the armor.
If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the Nonary Game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place. I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima
That's a little
is
bit more
another
interesting.
word for the soul, or the consciousness.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Is, well, exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, that's much better than after and before.
The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
No.
You mean this, right?
Yes.
Oh shit, dude. Completely forgot about that.
Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
My brain, dude.
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028.
Okay. Nevada test site.
You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B.
God, that jacket is so bad. Okay, so wait, from there,
January 25th,
then we went to B.
2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker.
Shouldn't he, like, have noticed he doesn't have a fucking eye?
In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on, if you continue along this line,
Like,
what happens next?
did he, like, never touch his face? It was like, yo, where's my eye, dude?
You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6.
Wait, does that mean even the times on our watches were...
The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed.
Damn, dude, they should be a little tired.
But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D.
Point D. Yeah,
April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
so what's the point?
The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A, December 25th, 2028, the day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct.
Dude, my brain.
When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line.
Do we?
It may look complicated, but in truth,
Well, I mean, you got...
it's a single straight path.
Wait, shit, I lost it. It kind of like goes like that, up and there, and over, and up, and over, and then you got like two different branches.
With one exception.
The line here at point E.
Exactly.
So I'm guessing...
Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
So I guess maybe this is supposed to be the like good timeline that branches off. The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028.
Yes. That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Okay. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. Well, it's playing the ominous music. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029 and get vaporized, apparently.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis.
Oh shit, dude.
A moment balanced between life and death.
Okay, that combined with the ominous music? I got a bad feeling, dude.
That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Well, we'll find out what she means in the next video, guys. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.